Great.
Well,
Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago by Night. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Who is gonna die this time? The adventure's name is
Everyone.
Ashes to Ashes, and it was the first published long-form adventure for Vampire the Masquerade. We're talking first edition stuff here. First edition. After this adventure came out, they published Chicago by Night first edition. So
Got it. Basically, this thing was out when the Spanish flu was still going strong.
the Spanish flu came with Chicago's second edition. This was during the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah, true. Got the timeline mixed there.
I am your friendly storyteller, Mikael, and who is with us today? Who is our words?
Yeah, we should probably get onto that.
Yes. Let's start with... I have my players on a list here, so let's start with Darcy first. Who are you playing, Darcy?
I'm playing Kate Peretti. Yep, I'm playing Kate Peretti, a premier who is doesn't have much connection in the city, but has orders.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, indeed. That you do. Domi, who are you playing?
Hello, I am Dominic, and I'll be playing Sylvester Bjornsson, the Valkyrian rockstar.
Gage.
Alright, I'm El Duende / Gage. I'm playing as Tony Hernandez, the Brewhog gangster.
Yep. And last but not least,
I'm Roger. I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, who was the son of Black Panthers. And after his parents were killed by the authorities, moved to Chicago, became a very successful gangster, and was turned into a caitiff the night he retired from crime.
yeah, that was the worst moment to retire ever, I think, probably. But here you are now, and last time we met, you had a very long night going through Chicago, trying to finally meet the prince, and you thought you were meeting the prince in the Field Museum of Natural History. It turns out it wasn't the prince, it was the seneschal, and he was still rather an intimidating fellow, wasn't he?
Nah, we're fine.
We're fine, yes.
Good.
We're fine. He's several Ks away right now. We're fine.
Gucci.
So intimidating that at some point after you leave the museum and find yourself outside in the slowly falling snow, you will notice that Franklin is no longer with you. And I don't even know how long you're going to spend looking for him, because we all know that the character has been officially retired because the player
So I
is
just
not able to make it anymore.
say, yeah, that's fair. Understandable.
He always spoke about how he had a problem with the prince, so maybe he doesn't want to be there, given that his sire didn't exactly ask permission to embrace him. There's that. You have a few hours before you have to find yourself on the 50-yard line of Soldier Field.
How far away is that?
So we have a little bit of time to write our obituaries.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Soldier Field is not far away. It's basically right across. So.
Like the entire city?
No, you are currently across the street, like literally. You are currently in the Field Museum of Natural History, which is right there, number 4, and Soldier Field is right there. You do not have a shortage of time.
So it isn't just my glasses. This map is actually...
Yes, it is. Because funsies.
Because vampires.
Yeah, you have a little while to hang out.
Yeah, hang out.
Nobody's particularly hungry, which is a good thing, except maybe Tony, because Tony uses the powers of the blood a lot in his undead walk of existence.
Tony does basically just finish a person and then is immediately thirsty again.
Yep.
Yeah, Tony will feed on somebody, get 1 blood point back, and then have to spend at least 2 covering up the consequences of that feeding.
He's just like me for real.
It
You
could
don't
be
get
like
any
that.
benefit for drinking when you're not thirsty, do you?
None. Aside from possibly draining someone completely, so you get rid of the final bit of hunger, which will incur stains.
Yeah, trivia vampires don't do that in this time period.
No.
Yeah. Honestly, way too expensive for too little gain.
Yep. So,
Okay.
given all that, are we making a dramatic cut to 7 a.m. or 6:30 when you're trying to get into Soldier Field? Or are you going to hang out and talk to each other for a little while and maybe get to know each other a bit better? Because that could be a
Pause
thing
with
too.
you just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got a question. We do need to look into the number plate of the car that photographed us. And since Kate is in tech, does she have her own computer she can use? Since what year this is? She's
I
not
do have my,
carrying a laptop.
yeah. No, I definitely have my own computer. It's about 15 kilos, and it's back in my haven.
Exactly.
The fuck's a kilo?
Yeah, portable computers in 1990.
Yeah, it takes up like 30% of one of my rooms.
They were portable
if you actually-
computers.
If you actually said what's a kilo, Charlie will just
Yeah, no,
look at
Tony
you
says that.
decide what kind of gangster are you? Don't you even deal in kilos?
I deals in milligrams. Tiny shop.
Yeah, there were portable machines in 1990 if you wanted to carry around something that was very heavy.
To be fair,
Portable.
I'm pretty sure I've got strength 2. So that wouldn't be too bad, I don't think.
No, you could lug it from the trunk of a car, absolutely, and put it up somewhere for.
No, I won't. I'll gain one of those, but I won't have that with me right now.
We're standing outside the Field Museum of Natural History.
I think we were trying to discuss the best way to track down the number plate, since we've got a few hours.
Yep.
And I was just suggesting the Central Police Station or possibly City Hall for places that would have records like that.
That would work, yeah.
We're killing that guy when we find him, right? We agreement in this after we interrogate him. We're killing him.
I mean, depends.
I may have a way to figure it out in a very roundabout way, but it requires a lot of luck. And however my sire is feeling that day, depends.
Alright then.
Yeah, you going into the loop is a thing you can do. That is the city center, after all. It's not very far from where you are now, because you're near South Side. It takes probably all of 15 minutes to get in there and park somewhere. On this particular night, on January 2nd, it's going to be very sparsely populated, because again, everybody's still nursing a hangover since New Year's. But yeah, this is where you would find places like the City Hall and such like.
And Charlie will suggest very strongly that we don't go anywhere near the police station. Because do you think they'll forget faces like these?
If you use the right will, then yes.
I especially shouldn't go in there. I really can't go in there.
Some of
You
you are
seem
probably
quite
better
scared
equipped
of
to go in there than
mortals.
others.
You seem quite scared of mortals. Why is that?
Oh, not like mortals in general. It's just remember my little rant earlier when we were dealing with that laundry, right?
Vaguely, I was trying not to pay attention.
Ah.
It was quite messy.
Yeah, Johnny Law and I, let's just say, have our differences.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you're immune to gunshots?
Starting.
What else are they gonna do? shout at you.
Not immune, resistant to gunshots, generally speaking. That's an entire police station. If they decide they want my ass dead, then I'm fucked.
The
And plus
city
it-
hall is
and
the
plus
better
if
place
I-
then.
Plus, it's a masquerade breach.
Yes.
To get into a big ol' shootout, OK Corral style, with the cops.
Most cops don't have a photographic memory. Most cops don't remember what they did the day before. You think they're gonna
Well-
remember your face?
Maybe not my face, but they will remember a guy walking off a couple shotgun shells.
Fair enough. That means it's City Hall. Let's hope their bureaucrats are still here at that time. I don't think anyone here wants to spend hours sifting through dusty records.
I
Dusty
don't know,
Records
being
is
left
amazing.
alone in the archives may be a better option than having to.
Storyteller question. Would I know what my sire's police persona's name is?
Possibly. You've spent enough time. Yeah, Bill McGriff.
Bill. Okay, I'll have to note that down.
Yep, Bill McGriff.
Yes.
McGriff.
Sylvester, you said you could possibly get some information?
Maybe.
Do you know someone in the city?
Spit it out.
Whether he's an I don't know if he's an actual cop or if he just pretends to be a cop sometimes.
What's the difference?
How do I explain this? My sire is a bit unique in that he changes faces a lot of the time. And potentially memories. But he might know police stuff. Possibly.
Got it.
If that's
You
information-
could have just said it's your sire and Malcab shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard interesting stories about your clan, but it's interesting to hear them firsthand, at least. Will that preclude us checking out City Hall, or do you want to... I've got a phone, do you know their number?
I assume I might have my sire's number, question mark?
You have. Let's see now. Would Baron Vitker even use a phone?
Would his other personas use a phone?
Phones are for peasants.
No, I don't. Maybe yes, but it's gonna be confusing because they have different phone numbers for different.
Oh wow, okay.
What does his haven even look like? Has he about 7 different phones in there? I don't know. Wow. That is an interesting question that nobody until now has ever asked me, and I've played Chicago by Night more campaigns than I can count. Like from the earliest stages to the second edition, I have lost track of how many times I've run this campaign, and I don't think I've ever run into this question. What kind of phone connections does this particular NPC have? I don't. What makes sense, table? In 2024, he definitely have a smartphone, one for every persona, or a number for every persona. But in 1991, because it's now 1991, January 2nd even,
They probably would. They're not prohibitively expensive.
Would car phones exist by this point?
Portable phones, yes, the brick, the thing that is attached to a literal battery that you have to lift off it. And
Him having 7 rotary phones is infinitely funnier.
And also, the persona, whatever persona's in charge, just looks out into the room. It's like, why do I have all these extra phones?
Or just ignores
and only
them
answers
because-
one of them.
Ignores them because of cognitive dissonance. That's also possible.
Yeah.
The other phones do not exist.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
I just had an image of him like having a belt or like a body harness that's just covered in brick phones.
Yes, one of those.
I guess the modern version would just be having 8 different
Those like
Blackberries.
those like chest pistol holsters, but for brick phones?
I have a feeling that no. I think maybe it might be the case that he just has different places for his various people, and yeah, you don't reach out to him. He reaches out to you.
Which means you have a phone.
Oh, I'm even looking at my notes here. Okay, fair enough. You would have gotten the phone to Baron Vitker, and not to any of the other. Maybe Ray. Yeah. Yeah. Raymond Falcon. Yeah. So you have the phone number to two of his personas, but I don't see why Dirk McGriff would have ever given you his phone number, because to him, you're probably just some kind of. Unless Dirk McGriff made you his criminal informant, like a CI, then you could have his number, yeah.
Highly adopted.
Not impossible.
You are a rocker.
You are a rocker.
I am a rocker.
But then you'd still have to be lucky enough that he's actually in the Dirk McGriff persona and at home right now. Extreme long shot is extreme long shot.
Let's try it. It won't hurt to try, okay? It either works and we thank the dice gods, or it doesn't.
Sylvester will get a payphone, because this is still the age of the payphone, and throw a few quarters in there, and
I use some of the cash I stole from that guy I killed.
Yep, that works. And unfortunately, the phone will just keep ringing at the other end with no response. Dirk McGriff is not at home right now, very sadly. Though there is an answering machine, so you can always leave a message. You have reached Dirk McGriff. Leave a message. Be careful. Streets are tough out there. Beep.
I guess so. Sylvester would leave a voicemail. Hello, it's Sylvester Bjornsson. I'm calling about a potential criminal who has a license plate I would like to get checked, as they have stolen something from me. Do call me back if you can at my home address, and he'll just give the phone number.
From Gary? Yeah, that makes sense.
And ends it there.
You will know one thing about your sire, sir. You still don't know who the basic persona is. You've met. How many personas have you met so far? You've met Baron Vitker, you've met Dirk McGriff, you've met Raymond Falcon, you've met some guy called Evan Klein, and that's a few of them.
Maybe at this point there isn't really a base personality anymore.
There are others, probably. Oh, you might have met Bruce Holmes, who is in love with Sylvester now. Or is he? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's in love with
Bruce
someone
Holmes? Question mark.
Or maybe he's in love with Leopold. You never know. I don't know. Anyway,
well,
it's a bit
he,
messy, as you notice. But there could be a lot more personas in there, for all you know. But one thing is true. When you have these many faces and move in so many circles, your sire knows everyone. Like, all of them. It's just the compartmentalized knowledge in his head. But if there is anyone out there who can move about and find out information about things on the streets and so on and so forth, it's your sire. It just takes a while because it's a bit challenging. So yeah, you've left that message with Dirk McGriff's answering machine.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Wait a minute. Alright then, so my theory that he's just a random guy from Ohio is still not discredited.
Nope. It's not.
In fact, it's been validated.
Alright. Guess Sylvester will just have to wait until he maybe calls back.
Yeah, the likelihood of that happening tonight is pretty slim.
Fair
And
enough.
since you're not at home, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you're not at home.
then-
He's not at home. He might not. Dirk McGriff might not hear this message for a week, depending on what's going on in that person's head. You never know.
In that case, hopefully your sire calls back soon.
Yes, if not, I suppose there are other ways in which we can find a license plate.
Yes. I'm assuming at this point we start heading towards City Hall.
Yep.
Because as someone who would be aware of the situation online, there isn't really databases to search.
It's starting to become. It's 1991 after all. We're not in the 70s anymore. But yeah, there is still a bit to go even to the year 2000. Yeah.
And to be fair, yeah, they still don't have digitized records in a lot of places today.
Yeah.
If we're going to be doing hacking, it will be like war games.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here, absolutely. But to do that, you probably have to get inside City Hall. Because
Yeah, which is
internet
why we're gonna-
is a thing if you are at a particular research university and connects with other research universities through the internet, because that's a thing. But it's not the City Hall is connected to the internet quite yet. No.
No, I was expecting them to have records for,
Oh yeah.
because you've got to register there at
Yep.
City Hall these
Yeah,
days,
that
right?
makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, the car's got to be
So-
registered at City Hall.
Oh,
Let's
there
see
is one more thing. Maybe a little unreliable, but I can use the Malkav site, so to speak. I don't know what it will help, but it's an option.
Fuck it, sure.
What's the license plate number again?
Okay, yeah, sure. And then I say the license plate.
It's Sylvester will lean up against the wall or take a seat somewhere and activate Premonition.
Arouse the blood as you're trying to find that perfect trance where your mind reaches out and apparently successfully.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he kind of just closes his eyes, looks into it himself, takes a breath, although a fake breath because he's a vampire, but he pretends to almost meditate for a moment, and opens up his eyes.
Resolve an
more.
aspect, please.
Yep. So, and let's search the blood, why not? Let's have fun with this.
Look at you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot
Nice
of
job.
successes. Alright, you're gonna have... Okay, Sylvester... I don't know if Sylvester considers this feeling like tripping balls, but searching back in your mind, you will see the car. It's like flashes slowly zooming in on the vehicle. And the driver with those leather gloves and those eyes, those almost burning eyes, burning of hatred and burning of purpose. Inside the eyes, as you see the irises, there is a reflection of a stark white cross. And this light, the light of the cross, almost burns your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I think that's when Sylvester snaps out of it again.
Did you say something after the cross thing? I think your Discord glitched up for a moment.
Oh, again. Yes, I said that light almost burns your eyes. And it's like you're taking a step back because you're feeling the uncleanness of yourself and almost jumping out of the vision.
Yeah, he'll blink for a moment, just like rubbing his eyes. Huh.
What'd you learn from your little spirit quest there?
It's not entirely black and white, as you may have guessed, but whoever saw us really hates us.
Yeah, I got that much when I got to look at him.
And I saw a symbol of this white cross, this
Like a church?
blazing... Perhaps.
Was it stone? Or metal?
Was it of a specific design? One of those weird crosses those Orthodoxes uses?
Would this be like a Christian cross or more of a something different?
It was a Christian cross, definitely. Was it Catholic or Protestant? It was just two white lines of light.
A cross of light. Christian in origin.
Got it, but nothing concrete.
No, but either the person in question is probably highly religious, might be.
They're the worst.
Could be affiliated with a church of some kind.
Maybe it's not a good
really
time to
hates
fight
us.
a church right now.
Why don't we have Kate Peretti roll a subterfuge composure roll? I feel that's appropriate right now. For completely unknown reasons.
If they've got a faith healing 10, we should go and say we've got problems with our hearts.
She is a poker face, and nobody is none the wiser.
Maybe this is some religiously motivated hunter or something. That's the vibe I'm getting, but not
That
definite.
would make sense. Maybe some sort of priest. Or just religiously motivated.
Wits and occult for Sylvester, but I'm gonna demand 3 successes because I'm terrible and annoying.
Does my
Symbols
specialty
will help,
of
yes.
symbols apply here or no?
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Wits and occult?
Yep.
You can identify noughts and crosses.
Yes.
Occult and wits.
What happens if somebody who's really religious gets turned into one of us? They have to say back foul beast to themselves.
No. Most of the time they kill
Oh
themselves.
my god! As you are racking your mind and feeling the hunger spread through your body, you will realize that you've heard about witch hunters from Baron Wittger. He describes the fanatic priests of the Inquisition who burned so many during the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance. And apparently the Inquisition was a response to all the vampires in the world, and fire and stakes work really well to destroy vampires, so that's why they did that. And the Masquerade is your only protection against clerical people, priests who want to stake you and leave you for the sun. Of course, Kate, with your occult and wits, you can just take half and know that anyway, so you're fine.
Yep.
So
Not
do you tell us
something.
this, or are we just left in the dark?
I wouldn't necessarily tell you, but he'll just say, clerics of our world surely have most do have some sort of a hatred for our kind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if they did to this modern day.
They definitely do.
Definitely.
There are the cult hunters are everywhere. Maybe this is something to bring to the Camarilla if they're backed by any organization.
Chance?
Or even any aspect of true faith could make it quite dangerous to the others.
Now, what would this true faith be?
Some individuals can channel whatever misguided, pathetic beliefs they have into weapons against us. Not everyone. Very few. But when these individuals crop up, they are very dangerous. Generally. Let alone when they have organizational backing.
So they believe so strongly that it's almost, what, magical?
In the same way the sun is magic.
Yeah.
These people, if we do encounter them, they should be removed. It's not something we can stop cropping up, but the less of them out there, the better for all of us.
Weeds in a garden, you pull them out when you see them.
Yeah. Or poison in a veggie patch. But yes, that... I doubt we're going to find anything about them in City Hall then, if there's a chance they are part of a larger group.
And that's just, this conversation is making Charlie paranoid. So I just want to do some counter surveillance and just have a look around, see if anybody's got on us again.
That's not a bad idea. That would be your wits and awareness. Go ahead and roll. I'm not telling you what the difficulty is, in case there is someone sneaking at you with lots of stealth successes.
Oh, it's a crit, I think.
Nope. You need 2 10s for that. 2 of those
Oh.
onks with stars next to them for a crit. But it's 2 successes, and that's not too shabby. It's not as good as more, but you know. You can't see anything as you. I mean, this is like 3:30 right now in the morning, and this is about as deserted as city streets in the Loop ever gets.
Yeah, we're very visible right now.
Yep. But so
Maybe
would
it's
any
a-
person stalking after you be too, because it's very hard to hide sneaking up on someone when there's literally nobody else in the streets.
In that case, we don't mind sitting down for a few hours. Be interested to learn more about how you all came to be in the same situation as me.
That
Been
sounds like fun.
unique experience meeting people outside the clan. That's quite isolated most of the time.
And it was only a week ago you were in Vienna in the Grand Chantry with all the accoutrements of the clan available to you.
Yeah.
And how can you forget?
This hurts, being on this street with having to ask a mortal, possibly, for information does hurt a bit.
And how can you forget that?
The library,
I'm not going to say sacred,
the library
but
calls for me.
shall we say, I don't know,
Pretentious bastard.
profound
I think we're all bastards.
meeting with, in all your robes of office, when they finally stitched on, or allowed you to stitch on, the cult rune for the apprentice of the third circle, granting you leave to go out into the world and do the clan's bidding. That moment. Yep. Your robes are in your haven now.
Yeah, it's not something I can wear out.
No, it really isn't. It's just for special rituals. Yeah.
But yes, it's honestly, it's been eye-opening meeting all of you. It's seeing the gifts of Cain expressed in so many different ways. But I am honestly nervous about possibly meeting the prince. If that was the seneschal, then can't imagine what the prince is going to be like.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
got
blame.
you. Go ahead.
I don't blame Franklin for running off on us.
Yes, seems unwise, but also can't blame them.
As you were saying, though.
Potentially got another problem. As
Oh.
soon as I heard the prince start talking about the traditions and how whoever made you has power over you, I just started saying that I had no idea who made me. I do know. And she's from Chicago. Well, the best we can hope for is she didn't have permission to turn me, so she's never told the prince that I exist. Also,
Well, he
she
knows
could
you.
have got she could have got permission. She could either so he could already know who I am, or she could actually be there when we meet the prince. But I'm
Yeah, that
rushing
doesn't
you,
make-
whatever it was.
I don't have the same issue because Anarch. Or at least they sounded like an Anarch with the way they talked. About how the Ventru were bad guys. As if we aren't all bad guys being what we are.
Those
Question
strange
for the
things.
storyteller. Sorry. Would my sire have said anything about having permission to turn Sylvester?
Nope.
No?
Not a word.
Oh, right.
Oopsie.
Those of you who've read the rule book, from what he was saying, it sounded like that once we went to meeting and were accepted by Modius, that breaks our sire's hold over us. But who's read the rule book, is that correct?
Honestly, we should print this out, carry a little pamphlet or something.
The sixth
Like
Yeah,
one
tradition.
of those
Yeah.
the Camarilla definitely wouldn't kill us for having that.
like one of those miniature constitutions.
Yeah, pull that out, and then one of the Camarilla kills you.
Yeah.
Or a little vampire pocket Bible.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole concept of being unbound from your sire is just completely foreign to Kate. That's not something she's expecting to ever happen.
When you're released, you're ostensibly anyway. At least your sire gets off the hook when you're released.
Yeah, the sire gets off the hook, but I'm still a member of the pyramid.
Yes, absolutely. Though Tremere, of course, are a bit different in that they purposefully will shift people around so that sires and childer don't have higher level of loyalty to each other than to the clan.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No favoritism.
Nope. Officially.
None whatsoever.
Where was that brothel that Charlie got changed? Because he'll just make sure everybody knows where it is, so they just know where one of the potential threats is.
Somewhere on the north side, yeah. You will never forget where it was. You know exactly the address.
In that case, if no one else wants to reach out, I guess we time skip to the
Brothels?
south side.
Brothels, obviously, but he could give you. It's gonna
He
be.
doesn't need it, but he could.
So it's just a bunch of awkward small talk.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's gonna be hours of awkward small talk unless someone wants to try and.
I guess since Kate started this conversation, Charlie will turn to her and say, "How did you get turned?" I'm guessing it wasn't in a nightclub or brothel.
Me or Sylvester?
No, to Kate.
Oh, I guess I was kidnapped. I was just got into university through dedicated means, and I attended a few of the lectures. Apparently, I made an impression on one of the speakers with a question, and I guess that evening I was taken and I spent the next 6 months to a year just in a building in Vienna. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know I was in Vienna. I picked up some slight accents here and there, but most of the clan are quite controlled with that sort of thing.
So,
After initiating and
yeah, my
learning
sire
what I
talked
need
about
to.
how you were a bunch of weird nerds.
Unique perspective. But yes, I
There's
didn't
nothing you're telling me
spend
that's
much.
proving me wrong.
I believe I only met my sire when they embraced me. I didn't see them again until. Actually, I've seen them maybe once or twice since then, but we haven't had a connection. We are well trained to put the clan first.
Yeah.
And then I was
Feel
sent here.
organized.
So you've got to be if you're trying to keep organizational structures over millennia.
True.
It's better than powering in sewers or
Yeah.
random pickups in nightclubs.
Or,
No,
just randomly in the middle of the street.
Or the beautiful chaos of my clan. Indeed.
your clan definitely has its talents. Throughout the years,
yeah.
there's many records of very useful Malkavians with great insight.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, they tend to be self-destructive in the end.
I have no clue of what you're talking about. It says very sarcastically.
I'm sure you'll beat the odds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I will.
Said you was it Charlie was converted in. You were embraced in a nightclub or a brothel? You were saying?
Found me in a nightclub, took me to a brothel. I had no idea what was happening. She did the man cloud thing. I may have ended up the same as you, just stuck in a building for 6 months, if I hadn't figured out very soon after I woke up that I can run really fast.
So you fled, your sire?
Dove out of a window.
That's definitely one way to. Is the first act of your new life? It's quite daring.
And now you see why I'm not too happy that she might be waiting for us on the side of wherever we're going.
He committed the crime, not you. If the prince is involved, there's very little that she could do to act against you that wouldn't just confirm her crime.
Unless she did ask permission. Like you, she said I'd also made an impression.
What about Tony?
All right, then. So I guess, long story short, my group, the Latin Kings, made a alliance with this other group to fight some other gang. I think they were called the Bloods. Match made in hell and all that. Turns out one of them was Bruja. I accidentally saw too much during a gunfight. They turn me. The next thing I know, I wake up in some shitty apartment. Tried to pull a gun on her. That didn't work out for obvious reasons. And got a week worth of prep, basically. She told me to go to Gary. I went to Gary. And that's pretty much it.
So, I guess we are having a little show and tell, are we? Right, why not?
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
die soon.
Yeah.
I had a nice night out with a fellow rocker of my persuasion. I later woke up on the floor, bleeding out, with what I assumed was the same person, but dressed very differently now as a the most stereotypical vampire you could ever expect. I'm talking movie vampire. I'm talking
Like
gothic.
frilled
I'm
neck
talking
cape,
Like Dracula?
ruffles.
hip and everything, right? Standing over me, being like, "Ha, I'm a vampire, and I can make you my vampire," and it's. I thought I was either one, high on my rocker, or two, I had met someone as
Is
crazy as
Gordon
I am.
considered racist towards Romanian vampires?
Okay, fine, I know. Anyways, I accepted. Might as well. Best eye of my life. A plus.
Mm.
That's my story, anyways.
That's. I guess we all enter this second existence very different ways.
Yeah, despite the craziness, I'm glad that a vampire parent, so to speak, actually stayed around, considering your unique experiences. And he looks towards the two vampires with the missing tires.
Yeah. Its experience with the lack of sire contact is very much not unique in Vermeer.
I guess that makes Sylvester the odd one out. No sire?
No sire?
Yeah, so we're hanging. Is anyone gonna hunt before you go to Soldier Field? You do have the time for that.
Nah, I'll be fine, probably.
Fine, yeah. It would be the second time tonight you would be hunting.
I should probably chill out with the murder. We already have 2 stiffs tonight. We probably shouldn't make it a third.
Fair enough.
And
All right.
I'm not hungry yet.
Yet. Nobody's
I am
really
hung-
hungry.
I am a little bit hungry, but am I gonna risk killing another person tonight? Maybe not.
How about we have a little fika after the important meeting?
Yes.
Yes, Sylvester and
As
Tony
a celebration.
are a bit peckish, but not terribly.
Not terribly murderish.
We're gonna.
With how the rouse rule works, that you have to do it every time you wake up, so you can theoretically go a long time without getting hungry. I wonder what the longest any vampire's ever gone without getting hungry again, and if they ever just thought, I don't have to feed on blood anymore.
And then it hit him like, oh shit, your boy was wrong!
Just has really good luck.
Let's find out.
I'm guessing you don't want to miss your appointment, as it were.
No?
No, strangely. On Soldier. To get into Soldier Field is your next challenge, quite clearly. 6:30-ish by now, or 6, depending on how early you want to be there.
One random question, right? Or, never mind.
We'd want to arrive a little early just to make sure that, just in case it's hard to get into.
Good point.
We do not want to be late to this meeting. I'm pretty sure that means instant just exterminatus on all of us.
I doubt I would be killed.
Horrifically maimed?
Horrifically maimed is on the table.
This is an old structure, this football stadium, and by football, American football, obviously.
So soccer.
Best football, you mean?
The kind
The
of
brain
football
damage
where
has
you
character.
don't use your feet to kick the ball very often. Very strange. And the ball is not even a ball. It's some... Okay, I'm European. Here we go.
It's some weird bullshit, yeah.
It's...
Rugby and riot armor.
Yes, that.
Honestly, they probably should have just abandoned the pretext that it's football, and just went, it's team-based gladiatorial combat.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, just give each team some weapons, like clubs and shit. It'd be rad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an older style building? Like a
It is
stadium?
indeed, because it harkens back to the earliest days of the sport in the US. And it's not even domed. This is an open air arena. The question is, how are you going to get in? Of course, because it's locked at this early stage of the day, 6-ish a.m. How are we there? 6 a.m. or 6:30?
Does it?
6 a.m. is probably better.
6
Yeah,
a.m. is
6 a.m.
better.
probably, yeah. Because we really don't want to be late. Does it look like it's connected to any alarm?
You know what? That's an excellent question, isn't it? What is your larceny skills? Let's have a wits and larceny check for those who are so inclined. 3, difficulty 3.
Oof.
Yeah. You have some larceny there going, Tony. And some wits.
Yeah. Anyone else have
Barely.
All right.
Doing just wits.
That
Okay.
was really close. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
That makes sense. Ha! Look
Oh.
at that. Tony is looking over the place. You've got into all sorts of places in your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very old school. They clearly don't expect any break-ins because there's really no alarm system or whatever.
Are we talking like a key lock or a padlock situation?
There is a padlock, yeah. You could probably
So
break that
padlock
open
with chain?
somehow. There is also just scaling the walls outside the stadium, the outside wall.
No,
You know
no
what,
one would see that.
You know what? I'm feeling lazy. I'm just gonna rip out the padlock.
Okay.
If we still had Franklin, he could crawl up the wall on his belly like in Nosferatu.
Yes. Okay. This is.
Let's try and maintain the masquerade for the
Right.
time being, at least. A
Well,
broken
I mean, it's
padlock's
just-
nothing.
Look, it's just like a padlock. I could just pull it out and then put it in my pocket. Deal with
Pretty
it
much.
later.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, he's a strong one, this fella.
I
Yeah, it's a
mean,
rouse
if I'm
check to
able
do
to-
that, of course, because
Padlocks are not that good at being locks.
Yep.
You ever see those videos where the guy unlocked one with a Lego minifigure?
Most of the time, you just
did you want
whack
to
them
use
on the side.
your prowess here, Tony Hernandez?
Sorry, what'd you say, Mikael?
Did you want to use your prowess here?
No, I could probably just use lethal body, don't you think?
A lethal body is not for that kind of thing. That's explicitly for hurting people. In V5, so in earlier editions of Vampire the Masquerade, they were more simulationist and going, okay, you're stronger now, and it applies to everything strength related, regardless if you're hitting someone in the face or if you are bending a crowbar. In V5, they've gone for cinematic effects instead. Each power does one specific special effect. Lethal body is specifically for trashing a human mortal's body. And prowess is for doing feats of strength.
Oh, in that
So-
case, you know what? I'm just gonna lockpick it then. I'm not gonna...
Very
Are
well
you
then.
sure? I pull out the crowbar I got from the dealer. Maybe this could
Right,
help.
that crowbar
Oh,
could help,
yeah.
absolutely.
I'm gonna
Strength
be
and
honest,
athletics.
with my dexterity, though, it's probably literally better for me just to do a larceny dex check.
Okay.
Yep, that would be the case.
So I was looking at the strength value, and it says, yeah, you need a 5 strength to tear open something like that.
Yep, he doesn't quite
Right.
get there. He has strength and athletics, which is solid, but it's not quite enough.
Got it. So, honestly, considering it's just a padlock to... Sorry, my dog... never mind. Since it's just a padlock to a building nobody really gives a shit, I would argue the difficulty would be low, yes?
That's more of a stealth question, really. The padlock is still sturdy enough for a 3.
But yeah,
No,
it's
I'm talking
building
about lockpicking it. Just picking the lock.
Yeah,
Very difficulty, damn.
3 is average.
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
remember,
3 is
this
the
is a
average
building that
difficulty.
makes money. Like, even if there's nothing valuable inside, they still
Yeah.
don't want it wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so,
you're right.
Yeah, and people, sports fans, they get wild.
Yeah, and they don't want someone breaking in right the
So
day
this is-
before a game and graffitiing all over the stands with their team's
True,
colors.
true.
So yeah, with that said, you are not
Pretty
going to be
nicely done.
stopped by that lock for long. And there you go. You are all able to get in. Question, is Leo coming with you, or is he outside in the car keeping the engine going just in case?
Be outside as my getaway, worst case scenario.
Sure. He's gonna look a bit stressed out. Careful in there, okay? This night has been weird as fuck. And
Yeah.
I just want you to not get hurt, okay?
I go into the conversation. Don't worry, it's gonna get weirder and more fucked up tomorrow.
I fucking
Actually,
hope not.
should we just send him back to Gary? Because we don't know, once we are helplessly asleep, we have no idea if they'll respect our ghouls. We'll just send him
true.
away, and then at least he isn't in danger.
Yeah, for your own safety, you should probably fuck off back to Gary, dude.
No, listen, Leopold is my ride back home. I kinda need him.
Right.
Like, I can't drive, but Lee is a better driver, really.
So I stick around then, Sil?
Yeah.
I can do that.
If I'm not back before the sun rises, you just drive back to Gary, okay?
Okay, I got you, Sil. I'll be back here when the sun comes down. Fuck, this is also weird. Leo still can't understand the whole there are vampires and stuff, and he's literally drinking the blood of a vampire on a regular basis.
Yeah, and there's a whole vampire society and shit.
Yep, this is all weird as heck for him.
Yeah, what's next? Vampire taxes?
Yes.
Probably.
You should be paying taxes.
We are getting ourselves into Soldier Field, aren't we? Which is the perfect place to be at this time of night, maybe?
We will try to close up the gate so it doesn't actively look like it's been busted open.
For sure. Why don't we get some wits and alertness checks as you are making your way through the empty hallways of this place?
Alertness?
Yep.
You mean awareness?
Awareness?
Yes, awareness, of course. Bleh.
I thought there was some other third skill that I was unaware of for a sec there.
Yeah, I was searching
Nope.
through the list and I was like, wait, what am I missing?
There was alertness and awareness in V20, but yeah.
Ooh.
A simple bestial failure.
My god, both of you.
Wow.
The voices.
That's intense.
The voices.
Oh no.
I didn't tell you that you had a bestial failure yet. Which you
Okay.
didn't in the... I guess Sylvester Björnsson has... You know what, in this case... Yeah, let's go with that, because who has the best... Kate and Goldtooth are going to be the ones who discover this, which is going to put Sylvester and Tony on a bit of an edge. Tony getting the clan compulsion going. Yay! That's the best compulsion to get right now.
Yeah, and that's like the one where you have to establish dominance over someone pretty much.
No, it's much fun.
Should I also
Sure.
roll?
Why
for
don't
compulsion?
you? No, it's
Oh,
a
it was
rebellion.
That's what it was. Oh yeah, the really fucked one.
Take
yeah,
a
rebellion.
stand against whatever and whomever they see as the status quo.
Oh no.
It's your own leader, or a viewpoint, or you have to go against your orders or expectations, perceived or real, and you have a -2 penalty to all rolls until you do that. This compulsion ends once you've managed to either make someone change their minds by force if necessary, or done the opposite of what was expected of them.
How hunger work in this scenario?
You want to be a bit discreet. This is like a sneaky type of situation. So, yeah, let's see now.
Here's hoping I say something particularly uncouth enough to deal with the clan compulsion, but not enough to get executed.
Let's say that this is going to be a situation where Kate and Goldtooth, before I'm telling you how Sylvester will react due to the hunger compulsion, you will hear further down the hallways. These are like concrete hallways, very wide, and you can hear the echo before the others can, of footsteps coming towards you. Apparently, this place has night guards, or morning guards, if you want.
Does it sound like one?
Nope, it's more than one.
I whisper, guards coming.
And
We should duck off
Sylvester
into
will
a
immediately
side
go,
alley.
ooh, snack!
Oh,
So if you
oh.
don't try to snack from these guys, you will have those -2 dice.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tony goes into, wait a minute, guards work for the government. The government is the status quo. If I were to beat the shit out of one of those guards, wouldn't it technically be going against the status quo?
It would be, yeah. They're the man, right?
Yeah, the man.
So at
Sylvester
which
immediately
point-
activates Cloak of Shadows.
Okay.
I am
At which
here.
point, Kate, oh yeah, let's make the
I'm okay.
logical choice, and she starts turning into one of the side passages, unaware of what's about to happen.
So Domi is just standing perfectly still behind a pillar or something, just looking, making no sound. What is Goldtooth Charlie gonna do while Tony is getting... Yeah. I'll deal with those.
Charlie will also just try to hide, and if the other two may not have seen it, what's coming, will try to steer them into cover as well.
Very well. Why don't you roll a dexterity stealth check there, Goldtooth? And that's going to be resisted against whatever their awareness might be.
Yeah. And by the way, Tony is definitely going to be hiding closer to whatever direction the guards may be coming from, so that if anyone makes any noise, I can pop out first.
Yeah, Kate's not quite hiding. She's just actually moving into a side corridor, completely out of sight
Very well.
of wherever the patrol is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I guess,
the two guards who are looking exactly the way you think they might, they are probably nearing their 50s. There's a little bit of silver tinge, at least on one of them. Maybe the other one is actually super young and more like a college kid who is still struggling with a little bit of spots and stuff and just trying to make ends meet, paying tuition. And they're walking down the hallway, joking about the last game, which would have been, I don't even know, maybe it was a basketball game, yes. Or are they even talking about hockey for all our Canadian fans? Yes, of course they are. The Chicago Blackhawks
Oh no, they're communist Canadians. I have to kill them now.
No, they are loyal Chicago Blackhawks fans. That's
Oh,
what they
this is
are.
a perfect excuse to beat the shit out of them now.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
they are
well,
not paying attention to Goldtooth at all because I rolled a single success on their alertness. Alert is not what they are right now, their awareness.
Yeah. In that case, then, I could probably use stealth to get behind and get in a good position to really ambush them and just fuck them up, right?
Yes, roll your dex stealth. Let's see how sneaky you are.
Alright.
You
I'm gonna
only
be honest,
need 2 success with this.
I have-
really.
I have 5 dice. I could literally just go with half of my
Yeah,
success.
you can take
and
half,
do it.
absolutely. So you don't even have to roll. You're
So
sneaking
two
up
success.
behind them, and BAM! And this is lethal body.
No.
No?
I'm not going that crazy.
Oh, you're
Just
okay. You're not
enough,
going to
like-
murder them right off the bat. Okay.
No, I'm not murdering them. I'm just gonna ruin their night.
You are definitely ruining their night. They are with a dexterity and brawl of 6. It's going to be a bad night for them. It's just they're walking there and suddenly and
Yeah, they basically became like those like goons in like a karate film or something like that.
And I'm guessing Sylvester is sneaking up on the other one when
Yeah,
Tony
he
is
very much
attacking.
wants to do that. Even I can take half because there's so not alert.
Exactly. I don't know who you're attacking, the old or the young one there, Tony?
I'm gonna say a young one because he seems more of a threat.
Okay, so the older one is turning around and going, "What the?" and grabbing for his nightstick, and then Sylvester comes from behind and just and puts those fangs into the fat flobby neck.
Yeah, meanwhile, like the young man is getting like a 57 hit combo and skippable cutscene.
And because this is wanton violation of another, How much are you beating these guys up? Just until they're unconscious, or are we
Yeah,
doing
just
something
until they're
more fun?
unconscious.
Okay, so enough for them to potentially get a concussion and end up weeks in a hospital. Got you.
The first Chronicle tenant.
Exactly. We are violating the boundaries and well-being of another, and that depletes
Also
the
the
soul.
third one.
Yes.
And the second.
And the second. It's against all.
Are you beating up both of them or just the one guy?
No, he's beating up one of them, and the other one is
Okay.
gonna be very woozy when you're done with them.
Lester is gonna use cloud memory after feeling as per usual.
One stain because you have a rebate because Tony is a terrible person. So you would have gotten 2 stains for this level of assault, but because you are the way you are, you get only 1 stain, because that's how V5 works for some reason. The strong will do what they will to the weak. That is an actual conviction of Tony's. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like Tony's a horrible gang member.
Yeah, he is a horrible gang member. And of course, you are
Yeah.
going like, forget, and
Yeah.
the man you just
Forget
dragged
I was
from
ever
is
here.
absolutely gonna I don't think you need to get stains for this at all, because you're doing it in the kindest possible way, really.
Mm-hmm.
The guy will
Huh.
not have any
Well-
traumatic memories from this. He'll be like, oh, I must have fallen asleep
Well-
on the shift. I hope nobody noticed.
All right, I have a question then. Could I say theoretically choke out this guy?
Wait, what? Who you gonna choke out?
The young man.
You gonna kill him?
Oh, just choke him out.
Are you a doctor?
No.
Are you very strong?
All right, I
And
see
is
where
he-
you're going with this.
Is he
All right,
immortal?
fine, I'll give him the 57 hit combo.
I could give you strength and medicine to choke him out, because that's what you're trying to do. If you wanted to choke
No,
him
no,
until
I'll
he
just beat the
faints,
shit out of him.
but not actually break his larynx and potentially kill him.
Look, I'll just bop him a few times on the head.
Did
Play
you want to
whack-a-mole.
Did you want to slake your thirst as well?
Yes. Well, he's already down.
He's
as
already
well.
down. Yes. Kate and Goldtooth are both watching your.
Yeah, Kate hears this kerfuffle, runs back, sees all this. Like, fuck. Okay.
That's the second time tonight.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
didn't kill them.
I do steal their wallets because obvious.
They are
No,
alive.
You can't steal their wallets, because then someone's here. The guy you fucked up, punched a lot, you're gonna have to drop him at the bottom of a set of stairs, so at least it's believable what happened to him.
Yeah, I guess I could.
The other guy, Sylvester, you did a great job. Just prop him up somewhere. He will think he fell asleep.
I'll
Yeah,
just
he's
put
old
him
man. They
in-
take naps a lot.
Yeah.
I'll just put him in a seat somewhere. Kind of just like, drags him like up one of his
Kate will
already,
help if you need assistance. She'll
The
help you lift
problem
the old
here is
guy.
that the guy who was attacked remembers everything because nobody clouded his memory before his lights went out.
Ah,
You cloud
shit.
your memory after their lights go out?
No. Then they are unconscious.
Here's hoping that maybe him waking up next to a pair of stairs and his buddy having no memory of the event will be enough to gaslight him.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But I am a little bit stackish. Oh, wait, I already did that. All right.
Yep. And here, I think, is the perfect moment for us to take a short break. 5 minutes, bio breaks and
Sure.
everything. Get your coffee or drink your blood. No, there are no such things as
Sounds good.
vampires.
Man, I'm so good at this vampiring business.
Back again.
Back in black, even.
Back in blood. No, wait. As Sylvester was, yeah, you could hear the singing voice in the back of your head as you were finishing drinking. Oh, yes, that is so tasty, Sylvester. I love having that type of drink. Or do we? Let's see now. What kind of... Oh, it's a fleeting resonance here, my friends. Yeah. Oh, you found something good here. This is lovely. Melancholic too. Yeah. So the next scene, you have bonuses to your obfuscation, if nothing else.
Alright, then last thing that old man was thinking is, I miss my wife tales.
Yes. Whereas Tony got nothing special there. Yeah. But yeah, you will hear that voice in the back of your mind, Sylvester, going, oh, that was good. Yes, that was... You need to remember this guy. Please, remember this guy. Remember this guy. Will ya?
Alright, now I'm imagining the voice in Sylvester's head is like a valley girl. Like a Californian valley girl.
I totally want you to remember this guy, okay?
Yes, that's perfect. Yep. You cannot change that voice ever.
Oh my god. Now we know it's a derangement, don't we?
Either the voice sounds like himself or like a deranged valley girl.
We have to do deranged valley girl. Come on, it's so
Or
obvious.
a demon. That's
Domi
the
decides.
voices.
Oh, maybe it has
I
several
think they're the
different
same thing.
pitches.
Demons and Californian valley girls are synonymous.
That was good. Finally, you found someone worthwhile, Sylvester. Gee, why does it take so long time for you to find a good one, huh? And then the beast just goes away again because you satisfied the beast. It's the only beast. It's the only beast in the back of any head here that actually has a voice. For the rest of you, it's just growling.
What is Sylvester's normal feeding style?
Scene queen. Just in groupies. It's all groupies.
It's all groupies. Here we are now on Soldier Field. We're going out down to the 50-yard line as instructed. All right. It is now 7 o'clock. You're gonna see a little bit of lightning on the skyline. It's not enough to be in direct sunlight on you yet, but it's coming. And that's gonna be a little bit of a tug on in the back of your mind. But I guess we'll have... It's actually going to be Kate who hears it first. Kate has clearly the best perception in this group.
Fine, I see nothing.
Actually, also Tony. Yeah, Tony and Kate, you're both kind of alert. You will hear thump, 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 thump. The
Helicopter.
noise of a helicopter getting closer.
Huh? Fucking whatever, man.
And basically just moments later, a helicopter is in fact cresting up above the arena and looking down towards the grass. You are not on AstroTurf. This is real grass. You can feel it's snow covered by now, isn't it? Because it's winter. You're standing on the white. And on the side of the helicopter, it's a very elongated chopper, this one. There's obviously the pilot's cockpit up front, and then it's big enough to house all of you in it, but you can't see inside the helicopter because it's all darkened, almost mirror-like windows on this thing. Of course, it also says in very big white letters on this black chopper, police. And then you will hear a loudspeaker, remain on the 50-yard line. Do not move. We're making our approach. Shh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just stand stock still because I do not want to get shot.
Yeah,
That
let's
might
avoid
be a good idea.
problems.
The bag of your minds, the growl of your beasts as they are noticing the
And Celestial is just like, growl, growl.
That growl sound effect is awesome. It reminds me of the Alien 3 game on the Mega Drive. The aliens had almost that exact same growl.
The chopper is slowly circling down towards you and will hit the tarmac after circling around a couple of times. Apparently, I don't know, takes a long time to land. And the side door of the helicopter opens up, that very mirrored surface. And you can see there's an entire SWAT team in there. They have HK, submachine guns and the whole 9 yards. Nothing is trained on you, by the way. They're just opening the door and allow you to get in. And just as they do that, you will feel the heat of the sun as the light is getting stronger. And yeah, this is obscured sunlight. So everybody roll a frenzy check against difficulty 3.
Oh, and also since I'm Bruja, isn't there like a fang hand weakness? What was it?
No, it's for fury only.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
In that case,
Would blood surge help with this or not?
damn, nice.
Can you blood surge for a frenzy check?
Don't think you can.
It
Yeah,
says
you can.
it's one of the
You can.
modifiers.
Yeah, it's a modifier, so you can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Why not?
Everybody's
go.
just, I don't want to.
I mean, well, except Tony.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna. Can you willpower reroll a frenzy check?
Not when the only die you have is in fact a red die. Wait, no, you have no. You can willpower. Absolutely, you can willpower that. Sorry, I was
would
looking at
need
your
to, or
rouse
else
check,
I
not
would
your
go wild right now.
resisting frenzy thing. So. Okay,
Oh.
Sylvester Björnsson has the most enormously ironclad will. Just clamps down on the beast hard, sends the beast scurrying into the corner in the back of your mind.
Back, Damon. Back. Okay, I got this. I got this. I got this.
Kate, do you want to use a willpower point to resist that?
Yeah, I will. How do I do that? Do I just roll
So-
again?
Nope. If Kate Peretti, resisting frenzy box in the chat window there,
Yeah.
right-click that box, and then you left-click willpower reroll, and then you click the 3 black boxes, which are the dice that didn't succeed, and there you go. And that is what you needed. It is now a success. Goldtooth Charlie has 1 success. Are we willpowering that Goldtooth, or are you not?
This seems like an important situation, Goldtooth.
He needs both the other dice to succeed.
So which do I right click on? Where it says 1 success?
Yeah, it's the one you did 2 minutes ago, resisting frenzy. And you do a right click for your willpower. And click both black boxes. There you have it. And it's 2 successes, which is not quite enough. The beast will make you absolutely run. As it happens, I think your beast is gonna, in fact, had this been in front of any place else, it would have been bad for you. But this isn't any place else, so I think we're just gonna say that the beast will take over your body as you are just... The fear is complete, the red fear, and the closest place to hide is really right in front of you. There's gonna be a rouse check for you to blink into the helicopter before anyone else can get there, as your beast just moves you. Do a rouse check, please. Goldtooth. That made you hungry. Goldtooth is next to you one moment, and the other moment he is in fact inside the helicopter. The rest of you are rushing in there after him, and because Goldtooth was so fast, I'm actually going to say that you don't have the time to get burned, Goldtooth. Everybody else does, though. Just slightly. And as you get inside, they close the door rapidly behind you, and you are now safe from the burning rays of the horrible sun. And all of you, one by one, even if you try to stay awake, will fall asleep as the helicopter lifts up. And I guess, Sylvester, as you're falling asleep, you will lying there and you can look out the windows, which are protecting you from the sun, but it's like a one-way mirror. It's almost like it's designed to carry vampires and keep them safe from the sun. You can see Leo running along the bleachers and going, and then you fall asleep.
Great.
Absolutely great. And there you are, and have absolutely...
And they were never seen again.
And were never seen again. Or were you?
End of campaign, everyone. How are we feeling about Mage?
How are we feeling about werewolf?
Actually...
Ooh, yeah.
Actually...
Yep, in time.
You will. Yeah, we can do that in time, absolutely. You will wake up.
Is this where we roll a rouse check? Question mark?
Yes, it is.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
I'm doing good.
I can also tell you that we've just finished Chapter 1 of Ashes to Ashes.
Oh.
Some of you are getting hungrier.
And I'm still gonna have to spend more blood eventually. Maybe not
Let's see now. If I remember correctly, and I like to think I do, but you never know. No. There it is. It's so weird. There, thank you. There. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Night will fall over Chicago once again. And that means that I need to speed ahead the clock here. Hours pass. Until the sun goes down yet again. When does the sun go down? On a regular January 3rd. No, January 2nd. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
You know what this scene looks like with the skyline with the snow falling? Like the original Streets of Rage music should be playing. Which, like, some of the best computer game music ever is the intro music from that game.
You will wake up in a very nicely appointed bedroom. It's the best luxurious bed you could possibly dream of. And it's a 4-poster bed, it's silk sheets, smells perfumed in here. There's gonna be like a bunch of, you have your ensuite bathroom, the big TV sitting on a vanity or something, on a big mounted on the wall, and there's a nice vanity with mirrors and everything glittering, and you're each in a private room, mind you. And how might Goldtooth feel about that? When you're waking up in this absolutely luxurious bed.
This is like getting to the final level of early 90s side-scrolling beat-em-up. This is the boss's penthouse lair.
Very possibly so.
I guess my first thought is, at least I'm not dead yet.
You are, but you're still walking around. Kate
Well,
Peretti.
Not double dead.
Not double dead. Kate Peretti.
Yeah. Just getting hungry.
Yep.
Being alive is subjective.
Being alive is subjective. Absolutely.
This is probably a lot fancier than the accommodation she's spent in recent times.
Yes, it is.
How does it look compared to the place in Vienna?
That's old and tasteful. This seems new.
Yes, this is new and rich. This is basically, you should absolutely, there's thick curtains in front of windows, but they have been made very sure that nothing here no sunlight can go through.
Do we recover the sun damage, or do we need to feed to do that?
Vampires can normally mend 1 level of aggravated health damage each night by rousing the blood.
The funny thing is that
Don't you
makes
have
it
to
look
do
like
it
Go
like
to
several
Charlie
times?
didn't panic, but behaved sensibly under the circumstances.
Yeah, I guess that's his rationale, right?
I
So I
guess
succeeded. There we go.
I am hungry again.
Let's see now. It has to be harder
Jesus
than 2.
Christ, Hernandez.
Aggravated damage.
Is it
really
need
just...
like 3 rouse checks or something?
Aggravated damage. You can only do it once per night, I think, as opposed to superficial that goes as much as you want. This healing happens over the course of the night. Yeah, 1 level of aggravated damage by rousing the blood. That's all. Each night. It's going to take all night to heal this, but you did rouse the blood, so eventually you're going to be fine.
Okay.
Alright.
And
So
Tony
it's
roused
still
the
on my
blood
health.
too, right? So you're getting
So it's
hungrier
still on my health
again.
tracker.
This is the first time in quite a while that Charlie's woken up in anything that wasn't a bathtub.
That's probably true. Everybody's
Kate's
getting
gonna-
hungrier, clearly. But at the end of
Yeah.
this night, you're gonna be like, so when you wake up tomorrow night, you're not gonna have aggravated anymore.
Fair enough. She's gonna look around, see if there's any cameras or anything in the room.
Nope.
Watching her.
Nope.
Fair
And then
enough. Is
Charlie
their
will look at
clothing appropriate?
There's a wardrobe with very snazzy clothes, including dresses and business suits and twin-tailed tuxedos. A good selection.
Does it seem like they might fit, or they look like they're for someone else?
Nope, they would fit. Yeah. Yeah.
take anything, don't take anything, do not take a gift. If this was prison, this is how you end up being somebody's bitch.
She's gonna resist swapping out her clothes for something nicer. To be fair, no, she's gonna take off the drug dealer additional paraphernalia she picked up.
That makes sense. The thick coat and everything.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to leave those suits where I found them for now.
I
Very
get.
well.
What sort of role would it be to try and figure out the correct approach for this scenario? Would it be etiquette?
Yeah, etiquette helps. Absolutely. That's why not. You have a little while, so you can even be an intelligence etiquette. So
I'd love that.
Taking half of that would be 2. So you obviously you're in a very fancy place. The prince is supposedly a Ventru. Yeah, it might be a good idea to have your maybe not. You're not going to a Toreador soiree as far as so maybe not a ball gown, but
Never even heard of that.
probably the finest clothes for a business meeting you possibly can get.
Yeah, I'll try and find some. She's got two dots in finance, so she's probably been to some of those meetings. But
you can absolutely find a appropriate
Something that's
attire for
suitable.
that type of exactly.
in that case, she'll change into that.
Yep.
So you-
Sylvester, what is Sylvester's thoughts about all this?
Sylvester wakes up, just rubs his eyes, and for a moment he's just like, 1, who did I smoosh with to get here? And 2, what did I have? Before eventually remembering what happened, and like all of the like burnt skin on his hands. And
Yeah,
it's just like,
I mean,
oh.
you can look at your hands like bright red, and your face also a bit red, and it's.
Yeah. Before he like starts the healing process for the night.
This is hurting.
This is why vampires should always wear pimp hats.
Yes, clearly.
Charlie will look out the curtains to try and figure out where they are.
You're somewhere downtown Chicago. You can see all the skyscrapers around you.
Sylvester is just gotta rummage everything in the room, like being a snoopy bastard. I guess eventually finding the clothes.
You will, in fact, realize that you are in a very luxurious hotel. Probably a Hilton or something like that, because you can see the brand name on the towels. But it's in the luxury end of it. Someone has pulled some strings for y'all.
Suppose he'll take a shower, maybe steal some of the clothes for himself. Just laugh at the clothes that are available.
How are you gonna steal the clothes, though?
I quote steal, he's gonna change into something different.
Yeah. Are we going for a twin-tail tuxedo here? Like,
maybe not twin-tail tuxedo, but he's gonna at least get one of the suits and have it be very casual. There's like open suit jacket.
yeah, yeah, nice. Tony doesn't care about any of that.
Wait, Tony was already wearing a suit. I just remember.
Oh, you were. You're in the same stuff that you. Wait, what? Are you? Oh,
Yes.
you've been wearing
Is
a
it
suit
covered in
all
blood?
along. Goldtooth is also wearing a suit after a fashion. It's not a suit that would necessarily work really well in a business boardroom of Chase Manhattan. It's a suit.
It'll work.
Sooner or later, as you are working your way through this, there will be a ring on the telephone.
I answer.
Excuse me, miss. You will be expected in the lobby at... Your escort will come for you to guide you to your ride at 6 p.m. This is simply a reminder. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all gonna get that call.
Got it.
Okay, I guess he tries to pass the time.
Yep.
She's not going to try and leave the room.
I checked to see if I'm still armed.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think I was, but hey, better to check anyway.
It is, indeed.
That's a good question. Is the switchblade and lighter Sylvester usually has in his jacket still there?
They have removed every implement you can use to murder
Damn it.
someone. Or,
Oh,
of
got my
course,
phone.
if a prince is a Ventru, then Switchblade is probably not gonna do
Do
much
much.
Even
damage
the lighter?
to all that fortitude, but it might look embarrassing to have your necktie cut off.
Even my lighter, how will I have a cigarette? Damn.
You shouldn't smoke anyway, it'll kill you. Ah! It won't when you're dead.
Wait, does that mean every time you try to light a cigarette, you panic and drop the lighter and cigarette?
It depends on the storyteller, but I would say you would probably be very averse to that. It's a small flame and you have control over it. If someone else shoves their light in front of your face when you're not expecting it, yes, you might panic. Because...
Actually, should we have been rolling Rorschach rolls all the time at Modius's party because there was an open fire in the corner?
No.
Is there...
If
is
someone
the
tried to shove you into the bonfire, in the open fire, then yes.
Question, is the telephone in the hotel room one that you can use for calls elsewhere?
You can definitely try.
Okay, I think Sylvester is gonna try to call Leopold just to let him know that he's alive and well.
Leopold is like, "Ha! Syl, is that you?
The one and only.
Shit, man, I saw you. It was like a chopper. Where are you, man? I can come and get you. Do you need me?"
I'm good. I'm like in some hotel. He's gonna take a look out the window to see recognize where he is.
Yeah, downtown Chicago.
Somewhere downtown Chicago. I'm supposed to meet some high up schmooze. I'll let you know if I need a pickup. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll be
Cool.
by the phone all the time, man. I sorry I fell asleep a bit during the day there, because it's been a long night and all, but I'm available whenever you need me, Sil. Come on, bro, don't leave me hanging, that's what I'm saying.
I guess I'm gonna try and make a call to my own ghoul.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have
I
one
think
of
so.
those.
Yeah. I think Sylvester will just tell Leopold to take a nap.
Dex! Yo, bro! How you doing, man? Good to
Say,
hear your voice! So you didn't get cooked yet, did you? Does
Not
Dex
yet.
know that you were... Yeah, Dex knows that you're a vampire, because drinking funky blood.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not dead yet. Long story short, talked to some seneschal for the prince.
I don't
And
know what the
now,
fuck that is, man.
Me neither. Then we were told by the guy to head to this football field and wait for some guys to pick it up. Apparently, it was a helicopter with a SWAT team, basically.
Holy shit, man, did you mess them all up?
No, they were with the prince. And also,
Prince, dude.
the
man.
sun was about to come
I
up,
don't
so...
get that, man. Why don't they have a king, dude? What the fuck's the prince? The king is like the top honcho, right? The fuck, the prince is
I
just
don't
like the
know.
second dude. I don't get it, man.
Me neither. Yeah. If everything goes, I'll probably be back later tonight.
Cool, dude. Just call me before you leave, bro, and I'll pick you up wherever you are.
Cool. Thank you. Adios.
Adios. Does this mean that the clock will strike 6 and you'll all be escorted? Is that where we're heading now?
Chance.
Seems like it.
For once, Sylvester will smell nice. And not like alcohol or anything else.
Yeah. So we have started the chapter called To the Breaking Point.
Oh.
The former chapter was called Such Tangled Webs. All right, you
That
are...
really doesn't. It doesn't suggest anything bad that there's chapters in books about the Battle of Stalingrad called things like that.
Yeah. All right. You've been given time to prepare for this particular occasion.
Our
Rose.
prayers to our gods that have abandoned us.
And there is, of course, outside the door, a big and bulky fellow in a very nice suit, and with a thing in his ear, and wearing shades. And this big bulky fellow is going to escort you down to not actually the lobby of this hotel. You will find out when you go out of your hotel rooms that you all have rooms adjacent to each other. Very conveniently. So you're all getting into the same elevator with this bunch of escorts, your bodyguards, or are they your
Minders.
minders? Exactly. And we're going down to a nicely appointed garage where a nice stretch limo is waiting for you all.
Is this where I see the others, Scorchmark?
Oh yeah,
We're in the
absolutely.
elevator.
You will meet in the hallway outside your room, basically. And yeah, Sylvester smells nicely, and Kate
And
looks brilliant
Yep.
in that business getup. And
And Tony looks like if you got a New York rat and just put it in a tiny little suit.
which is something. It's something, isn't it?
Hmm.
Charlie
Yeah.
always looks magnificent.
Oh,
Sylvester
Yeah.
is taking the business casual approach of the suits he found.
indeed.
I guess I'm going with the American Psycho with the blood on mine.
It's not a long way to go to get where you're going. The limo that you get into, very nicely appointed too, of course. You can sit there facing each other. You have a couple of the bodyguards in there with you, and there's some in the front, and so on. And everything is nice and quiet. You can see as you head out, it's shortly after sundown, so this is still January 2nd, mind you. It's a Wednesday, so the holiday is over, and there's going to be a lot of people on the streets because it's just 6 p.m. They have finished their workday probably, and they're heading out to restaurants, those of them who want to do that. Others are just heading towards the L, so the Chicago subway, which is in fact not subterranean here in downtown. It's up on, you've seen the pictures of the L, I'm sure. And so on. There's just regular business day of the week traffic in downtown Chicago. And you're gonna go through about 8 blocks of traffic until you get out of the loop and to the near north side, where all the nightclubs are and restaurants and nightlife, including the Succubus Club. But you're not going to the Succubus Club this time. Instead, this limo is pulling up to a luxury restaurant. It's called Daly's. And it's sitting right next to an abandoned warehouse or factory house of some kind. And the moment you step out of the limo, you will feel the fairly heavy smell of fire smoke. It's a day old, so it's not that fresh. There wasn't a fire here 10 minutes ago. But there was definitely a fire here within 24 hours. And there's all sorts of police tapes around that abandoned building right next to the restaurant. And you're being led to the restaurant. And there is a Maître D, who is, of course, dressed up in a white tie tailed tuxedo, and looking all over you as you're coming in. Those of you who notice such things, with, for example, wits and etiquette, I'm not going to have anyone roll it. Nobody's. Goldtooth is good enough. This is the kind of fancy white people restaurant. Rich white people restaurant, Tony. Goldtooth?
Yeah. Probably serve things like caviar.
Exactly, all that stuff.
Filet mignon.
And I don't
Lobster.
know if Sylvester's not going to notice it, and maybe not Kate necessarily either. In fact, I think the only one who might notice it is Charlie, who will realize that everybody here is wearing very fine clothes, and all the men you can see have a tie. You don't go into this restaurant without a business suit with a tie at the least. So if any of the gentlemen here in the company do not have a tie, the Maître D will look over you and go, "May I suggest, sir?" and give you a tie. And if you can't tie
thanks.
it, the Maître D will tie it for you too.
I guess Sylvester will accept the tie as he was previously just having the shirt on. The shirt and jacket. Thank you.
No,
Matching Sylvester with the large V, like the V open at the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Shirt.
Rocker style.
Fixes up the collar and everything. So,
Yeah, the Maître D will just do a very discreet sign about the buttons, and you know.
He fixes up the collar, ties it, not expertly, but good enough. Been to prom once or twice, she can tie it. I was probably fine.
Probably. And after all this is said and done, you're being led into the restaurant, which is a very nice place indeed, I have to say. Just glittering, with a nice skylight above. You can see right up into the sky above. Of course, it's mostly cloudy tonight, but on a good summer night, this must be brilliant to go to. Right in the middle of the restaurant, there is a large table. And it's probably the most obese man you might have ever seen, who is sitting at one end of that table. There are others there as well, of course, like people like waiters and such. There's plenty of people here sitting around that table, like humans everywhere. But the man who's sitting by that table is a big fella. And the table is just absolutely filled with all sorts of dishes.
Oh, wow. Hey.
I think someone might notice
Oh,
Charlie,
evil
certainly, definitely Kate, Sylvester. Yeah, all of you, because you're all good at the whole awareness thing. That several of the plates have been scraped clean already. But the only person by the table right now is this man. And he is sitting there and looking at you all. And you're asked to sit down around this man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That one.
A big bad evil dude.
Not at all. What are you talking about? Just because he looks...
I doubt we look better.
a bit corpse-like to your eyes?
Oh, he is super evil.
Yeah.
So-
In that case, yeah, we sit down. I try not to make the chair squeak.
If he is sitting over there... and you are sitting... I don't know. How do you want to sit? Is that a good placement here?
Yeah, that looks good because I don't want to be close to that guy. I need someone to
Or are we putting Kate next to him?
act
Yeah,
as a
that's fine.
distraction so we could run off. Kate, we're leaving you to the dogs if this goes poorly.
I'm thinking back to 12 hours ago when I saw you maul a person. I was like, dog's relative.
He is making a bit of a gesture as you sit down and wiping his mouth with his handkerchief. Ah, please, sit down. Welcome to Chicago, my friends. Make yourselves comfortable. You had a long day before you woke, did you not? You must be exhausted from all the traveling, surely. Please, help yourselves. Help yourselves. Help yourselves. There's a little bit of a tonal shift there in his voice, suggesting that he's not going to be pleased if you don't help yourselves to the food.
Yeah, I guess I will.
We can eat, but we have to throw it up? Is that what happens?
Yes. In fact, if you're going to keep it down for a while here...
Blush of life or something like that?
Blush of life, yes.
God damn it! For real, dog!
Oh, I shouldn't laugh. I'm probably gonna. Same thing's gonna happen.
Damn it!
Oh, no, you don't get a compulsion from rousing bloods, my friend.
Okay,
You just get hungrier.
okay. Okay.
You are hungry.
So it's just a rouse check?
Yep.
No difficulty?
Nope. Standard, so... Kate, Goldtooth Charlie does not get hungrier. But Kate
Yeah,
does.
I am not touching anything related to blood for a while now.
How about Sylvester?
Let's see. He's struggling a
That
little
will-
bit as is.
This will be such a weird situation to fail the rouse roll. You're actually eating, but getting hungrier as you do it.
Yes!
Yeah, because this isn't
Oh.
food.
This is not food. But
Wait, I'm wondering how this big old bastard was able to eat so much. Did he?
brush of
Practical
life.
experience.
Blush of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or potentially merits that allow him to eat food. There are such merits.
Yeah, Sylvester
bastard.
activates Blush of Life, but as he eats slowly, his mouth twitches slightly as if he's trying his best not to absolutely frown.
Yeah, the man in question, he's sitting there, and I think both Tony and Sylvester will notice that he has a slightly sadistic smile on his face as he's seeing you struggle with the food and looking nauseous because you have to eat actual human food and drink wine and all that stuff. Good. We have to remember our little... He's leaning in a little bit. His table is set aside between so people can't immediately listen into your conversations, but still, you're in full view of humans here. And he's just gonna lean in and... Yes, it's good. We have to remember our little game, huh? Yes.
Yes. Or
Of
Ow.
course. Such a delightful spread.
It is quite the delightful spread, and just for you. I don't get visitors such as yourself very often. This city is unfortunately not blessed with sophisticated people such as yourselves. Tell me,
And since
how is Modius these days?
I'm guessing you want our honest impression of the guy.
Please.
I think he's weak.
Ah. You're not wrong about that. He takes his wine glass and just empties it, and then takes a nice big bite of a steak and lets the juices flow down his cheeks. And
since we did Blush of Life, does the food actually taste good to us? Does it taste like it would have when we were alive, or does
Nope.
the Blush of Life just make it bearable?
it makes, yeah, exactly. It makes it bearable. It makes it so that you don't throw up immediately. And
Yeah,
you
just
seem
basically-
like you are alive. Like you have a little bit rosier cheeks and yeah,
You breathe and
and so on.
But in terms of like how the food tastes, it's basically like eating a big old clump of ash. Not exactly a great experience.
No, at all.
0 out of 10 would not recommend again.
0,
And if you
yeah,
have
fair
the-
enough.
absolutely.
If you have the special merit that lets you eat food just normally without having to do Blush of Life, does that taste good, or is that as well just bearable?
Just bearable.
Damn.
You're cursed.
Eternal life without a cheeseburger. That's fucked. That's like the worst thing about being a vampire.
I think the only ones that can do it is the thin bloods that also have that merit, because they've got a merit and then they've got a thin blood version, which is just you can eat food normally.
Yep.
That and vampires are very high humanity, I think.
Yes, that's true. If you go above a 7, you can start enjoying food again. Basically.
Damn.
How do we do that?
Can I-
Let me have some introductions, please. It is customary for guests to introduce themselves.
Of course, I'm Kate Peretti of Clan Tremere, here on
Staunch
here on
allies.
behalf of the house.
Yes. Staunch allies of the tower. Good.
And always will be.
Tony Hernandez, Clan Bruja.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna get, a growl.
Fuck.
There are
The opposite.
I suppose. I have an associate of mine who you will meet later, who is one of those. Let's hope you are also one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvester will take like a huge swig of wine and then just smile with fangs and all. Oh, Sylvester Bjornsson at your service.
Glances over to Charlie.
I will say just Charlie.
I find it interesting that you're not mentioning your family names.
The lineage of the clan.
Both, perhaps?
Well, I am of. He lowers his voice just a little bit. I am of Clan Malkavian, child of Baron Whitaker. Well, that's one of his many names. You know how my clan can be.
You will
Who's-
hear a little bit of a cough from him. His eyes widen a bit. He doesn't really care if he shows his displeasure. And yes, there is displeasure there.
Oh my god. We're gonna get fucking staked.
And he'll just...
He hasn't even
Has
tried to
Baron
intimidate you.
Whitaker said his lineage before?
Charlie hasn't spoken yet on that subject.
It's gonna be fun.
If he's looking at Charlie,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
like obviously expecting more details. Charlie's just gonna play innocent and look at the others and say, "What did they say I was? There was a word for it." And just play it off like.
Oh, he's gonna be like,
just so-
you don't know. Modius just accepts any trash these nights. Though I have to say, you are to be commended, all of you. I wonder how you did it. I'm still not clear about that. You're clearly a cut above the usual riffraff Modius accepts to be able to pull something like this off.
The good trash, the good pickings.
The talented trash, yes, perhaps. He leans over ever so slightly and pats you on the shoulder, and he's a hefty fella, this one. For the sake of entertainment, why don't you tell me how you did it? How? During the day, no less. That is particularly impressive. I think a group of neonates could do it. Maybe, and watches Kate. Was it magic? Takes another swing.
Does Kate understand what... Was this something that happened in the first session, or?
Nope.
Or we don't know
idea.
what he's talking about.
Not a clue.
I'm sure there are many things that can be accomplished with the right skills. Which particular event would you like us to discuss?
Playing innocent to the last. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. Your quick tongues will not get you out of trouble this time, neonates.
Yeah.
Somehow, you creatures, and oh, I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself, have I? My name is Ballard. I am one of Prince Lodin's generals, you might say. Horatio Ballard at your service, though Ballard is fine. Eldest of Lodin's brood, you might say, yes. Now, somehow, you creatures entered my sire's. He kind of dips his voice a little bit at that point. Haven. His own place. During the day, ripped off the steel door. I am quite impressed. You must be vested with great powers of potence, no? Looks at Tony at this stage.
Oh.
I think the prince is dead.
What I want to know is, where are you keeping him?
At this moment, Tony's entire life just flashes before his eyes.
Yeah.
Keeping.
I look towards the Charlie. One motherfucker.
And motherfuckers.
That's a wonderful question.
It isn't it.
Yes.
You must be
no.
crafty to be able to kidnap him at all. But this time, we have you. We have you, and we will know where you've put him before long.
Wait,
So just going through the mental things. Okay.
to
If we
clarify,
admit-
I'm sorry, but to clarify, you think a bunch of worthless trash, in your words, neonates, were able to kidnap the prince?
Wait, hold on. He's gone?
He's still smiling wickedly. Let's see how the current events have been. New Year's Eve. A message is sent to Gary regarding some, shall we say, wayward fledglings who think they are safe in Gary.
Sounds about right.
When we wake up the next time, he says, to not arouse suspicions too much, because still Masquerade, the prince is gone. The steel door ripped open. Murder of a ghoul. Yes. A guard, one could say. Prince nowhere to be seen. Of course, the Primogen is looking at all over you like the Primogen is deeply concerned. We can't have that. A declaration of war from Modius, the boldest maneuver ever pulled off, I think, between these two princes. I'm not gonna call Modius a prince. That has-been Anarch leader, perhaps at best, dreaming of his glory days a century ago. I remember how he was. I think he's saying a long time ago rather than a century ago. Because Masquerade. And then you come to the city and pretend to be in the night. You pretend to be all bearing a message to cover up your crime, no doubt. But I'm sure you can all see how the sequence of events lines up perfect. We're not.
It doesn't.
I can see some things actually about what you're saying. I can see that you want us dead, and you just want an excuse.
No,
as to why.
no, not at all. I suppose I could use that. Wouldn't that be perfect? For neonates
Could I
from
read this
Modius-
guy? Does it seem like he's bullshitting currently?
What was that?
Could I, like, look at this guy and see if he's, like, bullshitting?
Why don't we roll
Give it a
some
try.
checks here?
Insight?
Yeah,
Manipulation
sure, why
or
not?
charisma?
Insight on what?
Wits is probably the best, yeah.
Could you
Okay,
roll?
There's
Mhm.
a very
Could
low
you-
chance I'll succeed this, but let's see.
I'm just wondering, could you roll manipulation subterfuge to counter it? Or would it be a different roll?
That is gonna be a contest of words between the two of you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to extract tidbits of information.
Yep. 4 successes is not going to be quite enough, I'm afraid, Sylvester. This man that you're talking to now is a consummate chess player and powermonger. It's not the first time he's been in this kind of situation, like a crisis, and he needs to manage it somehow. Kate Peretti is madly smart with this. Oh my god.
And she's got a manipulation subterfuge.
Yes, she does. Up the wazoo.
You said difficulty 6, right? Or
I
7?
said difficulty 5, actually.
Oh,
I might have
Right.
to use a willpower reroll for him. I don't think I will, though. You're going to be able to tease information out, bit by bit, as you're having the conversation. This is a man who is... He's going to make one or two little... You know what? I'm actually going to do a willpower reroll when I think about it. Because I don't think he's playing things closely to his chest. And he doesn't want to reveal things. But it doesn't help. You are still outmatching him. Tony and Charlie can only watch as Kate is starting to literally engage Ballard in a battle of wits and words. This is like watching two master fencers, but with words, going at it. And it is a beauty to behold. If any of you had been Toreador and interested in that type of situation, you would have to roll, check here to not be entranced by the beauty that they are exhibiting with their amazing exchange of witty remarks and sly statescraftsmanship. Cunning and manipulation is the word of the night. Slowly
And
but
I only
surely.
understand half of it.
No, you don't. To Tony and maybe Charlie, it seems like he is absolutely convinced that you guys kidnapped the prince during the day by ripping open a steel door and just carrying the sleeping prince out of there somehow. To Kate, there is a more sinister level to this. She doesn't care if you did it or not. You're the perfect scapegoat. You came from a different city. You are apparently subjects of someone who's not even recognized as a prince. If someone else wants to seize the princedom right now, the prince is gone, they can just blame you as scapegoats and put you up for the sun, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, this is pretty much
That
what Tony said. Not what Tony said at all, but he did say he wanted us dead. Never mind.
Good lord.
my initial thing was just like you said all the facts line up, and I was just like, no, they don't.
At all.
There is a city full of people that also qualifies.
Yeah.
Like, we just happen to be one of the most visible groups, but that doesn't narrow it down much. It doesn't even condemn guilt. It's just we happen to be in the same city wanting to meet the prince. Which many people in the city also do. For various reasons.
There's just gonna
We
be
also have...
absolutely wicked smile. I guess. Okay, since you initiated this, let's have a look here, my friends. On
Fair enough.
yeah, because now you're starting to challenge him, aren't you? I don't know if that's the best idea all the time to challenge Horatio Ballard for this type of situation. So I'm gonna roll his manipulation intimidation to, shall we say, quiet you down a bit. Knowing full well that you've already caused him a little bit of...
Lost face.
Yeah, exactly. So how are you gonna defend yourself from this one? He only has 3 successes here.
That's good, because I'm guessing I'm adding composure. That's composure or resolve, and I'm not great with those.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you want to counter it. You can try a charisma subterfuge just to sort of diffuse the situation.
Could I try
I'm nice.
could I try
I'm
to
not
use
trying to be
manipulation by
troublesome."
turning what he's saying into an opportunity for him?
Yeah, you can do that. Be a
Like,
charisma
basically just
subterfuge.
saying whatever has happened, we may not be involved, but as people that you have so generously connected to the events, it might be feasible that this person could be a threat to the prince or whoever is next in line, and maybe you would like to find out more about the situation before any
Subterfuge
changes happen.
charisma. Absolutely. Now you only need 4 successes because he only had 3 because I rolled terribly.
Not great.
Not great. Are we using a willpower?
Yeah, that seems like a wise.
Otherwise, there will be a compulsion.
Nice!
Acing it! Acing it!
God.
You are sitting there, much like this is like a flashback to your earliest days as a neonate, when you were, as a fledgling in the Tremere Chantry, when you were subjected to an exam to go from like a first circle apprentice to a second circle apprentice, and trying to impress the elders who were hosting that particular exam. And somehow, with 4 successes, you managed to pull it off. And you can see that he is not pleased at all. He's not pleased because you are... And then there might be some interesting opportunities in this for those who are... And he's starting to warm up. Maybe he's going to lean in a bit to you. I'm sure someone of your proud family would not get mixed up in this type of riffraff, and waves a hand to, or just his eyes go to Charlie and Tony. You would be better off without them and together with my distinguished family, you understand. Better for you, better for us, better for everyone, really. Not everybody needs to hang for this. But as he's talking about this, another person enters the restaurant, which you recognize, don't you?
Yep, Edward Nelly.
Yeah.
Hey.
He nods to all of you.
Yeah, Tony is just at this point resigned to his fate.
Yeah, he comes over there and he sits down, drags up a chair right next to Ballard, and mutters, and he's like, in the air. You have to do it. It's the dictate of the Primogen, sir. Ballard is not looking pleased at all. Very well. The Primogen. It seems you have good fortune tonight, neonates, doesn't it? You will be allowed to do this. Yes, says Neely. I just came from speaking with the council. The board, if you will. That means the Primogen, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody in this, all the players, do you know what a Primogen is?
A rough idea?
The head of a clan?
Nope.
In
That's
a
a clan,
local
clan
area?
eldest. But they are
Oh.
usually the head of a clan, too.
But very important and very old fuckers.
Yes. So I guess Tony will know and Sylvester will know. Charlie probably doesn't know because he didn't have any education at all. The Primogen is a council of eldest, like the oldest other vampires in the city. Usually the clan leaders, not necessarily all the clan leaders. It depends on how many there are of a single clan and how powerful they are. It's all a power game. And they sit in basically the government, where if the prince is the president or the prime minister, depending on your system, then the Primogen would be the rest of cabinet, the secretaries, the ministers, who assist the prince and do his bidding or give him advice, a council, maybe. The case is, quite simply, says Neely, if we start looking for the chairman, then everybody will know what is up. Therefore, you will be the outside troubleshooters and detectives who will look for him for us. You are not known to any other kin in this city. Therefore, you can conduct inquiries discreetly.
Oh.
It's a very wise decision on their part. We thank them for the honor.
We have no other... Neely is going to look at Ballard and go, we have no other choice in this. And Ballard is just sitting there and gripping one of the handkerchiefs and like white knuckles, and he looks not very happy at all. But then he'll look at all of you. I will destroy you with my own hands if any among you speak to anyone about this. No one must know about this disappearance. Do I make myself clear?
Sylvester
Of
will
course.
nod and do sit mouth movement.
Do I
Throw
have
away
to
the
roll an
key.
intimidation check here, or is it fine?
No, we're agreeing, I think.
Yeah, we won't talk to anyone. What conversation? We were never here.
My man will help you. and he's gonna wave a little bit. I don't know if any of you have noticed the guy who stood in the shadows a little bit a ways. He's not really dressed for this place at all. He has, a Stetson hat and denim jacket with the whole fur thing lining. And I guess he has himself a necktie because he's actually in this restaurant, so he has to. And he's just tipping his hat at you as he's walking up. Yep, cowboy boots too. And a sheriff star placed in the hat band of his Stetson.
Oh, does he have the western and southern equivalent of a tie? I forget what it's called, like the thing with the
bolo.
two strings.
No, he has
hanging
an
down.
actual real tie on right now. But that's what he has right now. And Ballard will lean backwards and say, Mr. Balthazar will be your guide. He works for me. Howdy. And that is where we stop today's story. And we will be very happy to see people return to this, as you have all met some more kindred in Chicago. And
I guess this technically counts towards the desire of get connections.
possibly see all the audience later. Bye to audience.